We are joined today by legendary Pro Football Hall of Fame wide receiver Michael Playmaker Irvin. Just got through signing some autographs for some Panini trading cards. And first of all, thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Kind of talk about your autograph is really distinct in this era when a lot of the younger guys will kind of rush through it and give a check mark or a scribble. Yours is really ornate. How long have you been working on that?
Well, let me tell you something. It really is just fascinating that you can actually play the game you love, and then later on, people appreciate the game that you played and the passion you played with. Collect items and ask for your autograph, and to some extent, they pay for your autograph. And I think the people are going to go to that distance to say, we appreciated the way you play the game. I think you take your time and give them an autograph that's equal to that. You know what I mean? That's worthy. And I don't want to just when a guy is, it means a lot to a guy, and I want him to know it means a lot to me.
Well, that's very cool. Now how does it feel to know that collectors will pull your autographs from our packs of cards, and it'll make their day? It'll be the cornerstone of their collections. I mean, how does that make you feel still all these years later?
Yeah, I know it. And now that right there, and the way you ended that question with all these years later, is the most important thing. Because even some of the younger guys that you say they just hit it and go, that's because they're in the genesis of their careers. And when you're early on, your focus is on so much. It's on, I got to try to make the league. I want to make some money. I got to take care of my family. But as time goes on, you start realizing, there's a rose I should have smelled back there that I missed. You know what I'm saying? And you start saying, oh, maybe rushing through this thing ain't the best way. After all, maybe my mom, who told me when I was a kid, son, don't rush and grow up, maybe she knew something. And maybe it's time to just take my time and appreciate all the things in life. You know, appreciate people now saying, and you do it when you're no longer playing the game. You appreciate people telling you how much they enjoyed watching you play the game. You'll spend a little more time. Keep talking. I'll give you a real good autograph. Just keep telling. Don't worry. You know, because you don't get those cheers anymore. When you're in the NFL, you get it every Sunday. Everybody's waiting cheers, so you get lifted that way. Time goes and time passes and you're out of the league. Yeah, man, we are human beings, and no matter who you are, what you have, you just like me and everyone else, we always look for affirmation and confirmation. This says the Bible. This, the Lord says, not me. We will always look for affirmation and confirmation. And when you get older, those people running up confirming you because you no longer have touchdowns and you're loud stadium to confirm you. Yeah, that feels good. Don't let anybody tell you that it doesn't feel good, especially 10 years after you've caught your last touchdown.
Now, you obviously were a key part of a dynasty here in Dallas with the Cowboys, and having remained in this area, I mean, how often does something like that happen? How often does someone come up, whether you're trying to work out, trying to eat?
Every day.
Yeah. Every
day. Now, and I'm okay with that here, you know, because we did have, we got a chance to share some very unique things in that era that I happened to play here with the Cowboys and with the fans. I mean, we walked in that stadium, back-to-back champions, you know, 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. You don't go through that kind of down, up, rise, fall without coming close together. And not just the players on the team, but the players in the community. You know, you don't go 1-15, 3-13, 1-15, 7-9. 9, you know, 9 and it flips 9 and 7. Then we go on and win 3. So you don't do that without getting close. I've always said you win Super Bowls when you become a football family, not a football team, not a football organization, but a football family. Because the road to that Super Bowl is never paved smoothly. It's always paved with peaks and valleys, and the peaks most of us can handle, but the valleys tear teams apart. And teams and organizations that go in the valley, they start pointing fingers and they never come out. Football families go in the valley. They get closer and come out better than they went in and pushes on to a Super Bowl. You want a Super Bowl in your city, you put a football family on the field.
That's good stuff. Now,
I charge people millions of dollars. I'm getting it to you for free.
Well,
don't worry. Don't worry.
The Panini family thanks you.
That's all right.
Obviously,
but it is true what I've said.
Oh, hey, I'm convinced you could. I'll run through a brick wall for you right now. Now, getting back to the collecting side, is there one item or one piece of memorabilia from your career that you covet?
Anytime I see triplets,
yeah,
and people, just the joy in which people talk about the triplets and the days. And I love all of my teammates, and we've had such a wonderful time, and we're so blessed to accomplish so many things. But when I hear triplets, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, those are my boys.
Yeah.
If you can, those are my boys. You talk about him and Troy, and we're going down in history together. I remember the times we used to walk off the field all the time, walking together, and oh my God. And what's great about it, those are succession first round picks. Me and Troy and then him in 88, 89, and 90. And we were able to go through those rough times together, and we went through those rough times early. And usually when a relationship is built on rough times early, they don't succeed, because that means we've taken withdrawals before we made deposits, and that relationship is bankrupt before it ever gets on the road. But in this world, those rough times are not withdrawals. That's how you make the deposits. In football, because I want to see you go through the rough times and know that I can count on you as a teammate. And when I see you fight through, even though we may not have won, I saw you fight all day. I got something to work with right here. We got something to work with. So, we didn't have the equity early because we went through the rough times early, but the rough times did build us up. And
last question. You got to make the ideal Michael Irvin Panini trading card. What photo's on the front of it, and what does the back of it say?
I'm giving you one of these flashlight cards, right? Well, Michael Irvin will always be center. But if you turn it, he's beating Darryl Green. You turn it a little bit more, I'm beating Deion Sanders. You turn it a little bit more, I got Rod Woodson over there. Do it a little more, I get Aeneas Williams. Put all of these supposed Hall of Famers, and then put them all in the same shot, me catching a touchdown over all of them, and say, Panini, we keep it real. He beat them all in real life, he will beat them on our card. That's the card that you put out. That's the card that all collectors will be after. That's what we do. We're going to do that. You got to wait on that card. Deion, Darryl Green, Aeneas Williams, Rod Woodson. They're Hall of Famers. I beat them all. Well, one word, Michael. Unbelievable. Thank you for the time. Happy to have you in our products, man. I'll be hearing back from some of these guys. Tell me, we saw you on the board. What kind of mess was that, Michael? What kind of mess was that? I guarantee you, they'll be calling.